What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Ange Predicts YouTube channel. I'm Ange and I predict stuff. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video out with all your friends. Alright guys, we are the Saturday, the February 11th, guys. And today in soccer, guys, we have a lot of games to go through in many different leagues, guys. So let's get right into the predictions, guys. Starting with the EPL, guys, we have West Ham versus Chelsea, Southampton versus the Wanderers, Arsenal versus Brentford, Leicester versus the Hotspurs, Crystal Palace versus Brighton, Fulham versus Nottingham, and finally we have AFC Bournemouth versus Newcastle. So let's get into the predictions, guys. Alright, the first game is West Ham versus Chelsea. Obviously, Chelsea is the better team out of the two for sure. The last time they played, Chelsea did beat them 2-1, guys. West Ham actually tied Newcastle in their last game. I think Chelsea has a good time against them this time around at home. I think they're going to beat them 1-0, guys. I am taking Chelsea on the money line. Next up is Southampton versus the Wanderers. This is going to be another interesting, close game in my opinion, guys. They do have close scores on the season. Wanderers did beat them 1-0, but I think this time around, guys, it's going to be a draw at 1-1. My betting tip will be under 2.5 on the game. Alright, the next game is Arsenal versus Brentford. Also going to be a nice game to watch. Clearly, Arsenal is the better team if we look at the season record, guys. Saka's on the team. The guy could score a lot of goals as well. But looking at these two guys, both teams have been playing well in their last 5. Brentford won their last game 3-0, guys. In my opinion, guys, Arsenal rebounds from their loss against Everton. They will be the match winner by a 2-1 score. I am taking the over on this one. The next game is Leicester versus the Tottenham Spurs. This will be another interesting game to watch, no doubt, guys. I like what Leicester's been doing recently. Tottenham is obviously has the better record. They have double the amount of wins, guys. There's no head-to-head data here, guys. But in my opinion, I believe this will be a draw at 2-2, guys, and I am taking over 2.5 on the game. All right, next up we have Crystal Palace going up against Brighton. This is going to be a nice little game here. The last game that they were supposed to play against each other was postponed, guys. So this is going to be the actual first time they're playing. But honestly, guys, Crystal Palace has been playing decent soccer in the last 5. Yes, they do have 3 losses, but like I said, they were able to at least keep up with the pace, guys. That's why I have no problem going with Crystal Palace against the spread. Alright, next up we have Fulham going up against Nottingham Forest. Another interesting game we have here, guys. Fulham 9-5-8 on the season. Nottingham 6-6-9, guys. There's no head-to-head data here. The last game Fulham had was 0-0 against Chelsea, which is actually pretty surprising. Nottingham did win their last one 1-0, but I find in the last 5, Fulham has been a lot more active. So for this particular game, guys, I'm going with Fulham to be the match winner by a 2-1 score, and I am going with Fulham on the money line. Alright, guys, the last game in the EPL, AFC Bournemouth versus Newcastle. Newcastle actually tied West Ham in a 1-1 draw in their last game. AFC Bournemouth 4-5-12 in the season. They actually tied Newcastle the last head-to-head matchup 1-1, which is pretty interesting. However, I think Newcastle gets this one, guys. This time by a 1-0 score. They will be the match winner, and I'll take under 2.5 on the game. Alright, guys, next up we have the French League. And in the French League, guys, we have Monaco going up against PSG. This will be really interesting, guys, no doubt. PSG is going to be definitely focused on the Champions League leg 1, guys. So I don't think they're going to go full ham on this one, guys. Monaco's a very good team as well. I'm going with a 2-2 draw on this one, guys. And my betting tip will be over 2.5 on the game. All right, next up we have Clermont going up against Marseille Olympic. This is going to be an interesting one, guys. The last time they played each other, the Olympic actually won this one. Looking at the two teams, guys, I think it will be more on the Marseille side, the action. So I'm going to go with Marseille. I'm going to say it's a 2-1 win. I'm taking Marseille on the money line. All right, guys, the last thing to look at, guys, is La Liga, which we have a few games there. So let's get through them. The first game we have is Almeria versus Real Betis. Interesting, guys. Almeria 6-4-10 on the season. Real Betis 9-4-7. In the last 5, Real Betis has had 2 losses, 2 wins, and a tie. The last time they played Almeria was Sunday, October 16th, the head-to-head. It was 3-1 win. But for this particular game, guys, I think it'll actually be a draw, 1-1, guys. And I'm taking the under 2.5 on the game. Next up, we have Sevilla going up against Mallorca. Sevilla has 5-6-9 on the season. Mallorca 8-4-8, guys. The last time they played, Sevilla did have the upper hand at 1-0, guys. But I think this time around, Mallorca does get the revenge on them. I think they'll take this game by a 1-0 score, guys. And my betting tip is under 2.5 on the game. Next up, we have Valencia going up against the Athletic Club at 3 o'clock, guys. Obviously, the Athletic Club has the better record on the season. Valencia has some good players such as Edison Cavani, which I really like. A lot of people's favorite player, actually. Looking at the goals per game, guys, very close goals per game. There's no doubt about that. This is going to be a very close one, but honestly, I like Valencia against the spread. All right, guys, going into the German league, the Bundesliga, guys. The first game that we have in the Bundesliga is Freiburg versus Stuttgart. That's going to be really, really fun to see, guys. I can't wait to look at it for sure. There's no doubt. Looking at the season record, 10-4-5 for Freiburg. Stuttgart 3-7-9, guys. Freiburg did lose 5-1 in their last game. Stuttgart won 2-1, and they also have 2 other wins in a row. So that's 3 in a row for Stuttgart, guys. Looking close to this matchup, a lot of you guys would say Freiburg. You know, at the end of the day, guys, they definitely will rebound from that 5-1 loss to the opponent last time for sure. So I am going with Freiburg to win this one, guys, 2-0. That's under 2.5 on the game. Next up is Mainz going up against Augsburg. This is going to be an interesting one. Very close records, guys. Both teams have had inconsistencies for sure in the last 5. There's no doubt about that. Looking at this game, guys, I think it's going to be a close one. It's going to be a 1-1 draw. And my betting tip will be under 2.5 on the game. Next up, Hoffenheim versus Bayer Leverkusen. Sorry if I butchered those names, guys. Like I said, I'm not German. But looking at these two teams, very close records, even though Bayer does have the upper hand on this one. Honestly, in the last 5, Hoffenheim has lost 4 of them and drawn. They can't catch the W if their life depended on the last 5, guys. Bayer has been 3-2 on the last 5 as well. They're playing better soccer. So I am going with Bayer to be the match winner at a 2-0 score, guys. I'm going with Bayer on the money line. Next up is an interesting club that we have, Dortmund Borussia, guys, which we all like to see, going up against Werder Bremen. 12-1-6 for Dortmund, 8-3-8 for Werder. The last time they played each other, Werder actually won 3-2 at home. I think Dortmund gets the revenge on this one, guys. I think they'll be the match winner 2-1. And my betting tip, guys, is over 2.5 on the game. Next up, we have Bayern, who's actually going to be playing PSG at the Champions League. They're going up against Bochum. I mean, Bayern has been an excellent team, guys. In the last 5, They haven't lost in the last 5. 4-1-0, guys. I mean, they've been just red hot, guys, going up against a Bochum team that has been playing well as well. In the last 3, they did win. However, in the last head-to-head, Bayern beat them 7-0. I think this time it's the same result. Bayern wins by a smaller score. I'll say 3-1, guys, and I'll go with Bayern on the money line. All right, the last game to cover we have for the Bundesliga, guys, is Berlin going up against Leipzig. Like I said, 12-3-4 for Union, 10-6-3 on the season for Leipzig. RB Leipzig has won 4 of the last 5 and tied their last one. And looking at Berlin, they have won their last 3 as well. So both teams have been playing very well. It's going to be very close. I'm going with a 1-1 draw on this one, guys. Under 2.5 on the game. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed my soccer predictions. Those were a lot of games to go through, so thank you for sticking by. I would love to hear your predictions and thoughts on the games. Please let me know, guys. I'm Anjay, and I'm out of here, guys. Take care, and good luck.